Well, chapter 142 of the Frieren Manga is out now, and things really start picking up in this chapter, mainly with Ubel and Land, who had caught the attention of Routine and Iris at the end of the last chapter. We also finally get introduced to a very important person too, the Emperor of the Empire, who we see sitting on his throne with Phrase kneeling before him. It's a pretty cool and unexpected reveal. He also looks much younger than I thought he'd be. Phrase explains how the ball is progressing so far, and also mentions that Zeria wishes to seek an audience with the Emperor, which is interesting. He does point out that Zeria brought an excessive amount of attendance, and figures he should make a similar display of might. Phrase will have the magic special forces escort him as well. However, there's no need to rush, as that passiveness is also a display of might in a sense. Yet, before Phrase can go, the Emperor is certain that there's something she didn't tell him. Phrase says she already conveyed everything to him, but the Emperor just smiles before pointing out she was the one who had Denkin sent off. If you remember, Phrase made it so Gluck would await judgment back in Weiss, and Denkin is to go with them. On top of that, his interrogation was postponed to specifically the day of the Foundation Festival, and even Gluck can tell there might be something they're trying to keep from Denkin. If Phrase is scheming something, the Emperor wants to know about it too. After all, as part of a plan they made with Denkin, he is to converse with Zeria and work on building a treaty. Still, Phrase refuses to reveal anything about her own plan, and openly acknowledges her disobedience. Even when the Emperor asks for her thoughts, Phrase just requests for him to have her killed, if need be, only after everything is complete. However, the Emperor just points out he would have had her killed already if he knew how to kill her. That just shows how strong Phrase is. He also believes there's no need for Phrase to bear the responsibility of the Faden Empire alone. Despite having turned a blind eye for so long, the Emperor is well aware of Denkin and Phrase being polar opposites, but also knows how much they protected the country. Like he did with Denkin, he'd like to reward Phrase as well. Yet, she just requests he continue to turn a blind eye, but also disagrees with him about what he said earlier. Phrase believes that the Empire will continue until the day that every single person in the world can use magic. If you think about it, that goal is the exact opposite of Lo's desire to erase magic from the world, making them complete opposites as well. That should pretty much confirm they don't share the same goal, but I still feel like Phrase might still have something planned for Zeria. Meanwhile, the Emperor holds his crown as he thinks about Phrase still believing the Empire will continue. When something that has been in existence for a very long time, it's hard to picture that thing no longer existing. On the other hand, nothing lasts forever in this world. Even the Great Empire surely cannot be an exception. I really like these lines, as it's almost like a law of the world, that no matter what it is, nothing lasts forever. In a sense, that could also be referring to the elves as well, like Frieren, and especially Zeria. More death flags unfortunately for the Great Mage. We then cut to Land, still being unable to rein Ubel in. The thing is, Ubel knows exactly what will happen if a fight breaks out, and that they shouldn't take action while Shadow Warriors are still in the ballroom. Ubel understands that's why Zenza chose a patient approach, but she believes it's like they're just asking to be driven into a corner. The Shadow Warriors' plan will go perfectly unless they are provoked. Doing nothing just allows the enemy to do as they please, putting the Mage Association in a bad position once the Shadow Warriors make a move. Ubel can't even smell death in the air, which is worrisome. Land doesn't completely disagree, but that's still not an excuse for Ubel to cause a scene and get many of them killed in a war zone, including her. That's why he tried providing so many alternatives. He asks if she has the death wish, but Ubel just doesn't want Land to die either. As they keep walking, Ubel realizes that the knight statues in the palace all seem to have real swords. She even puts her finger on the edge of the blade, slicing it open as she drags it down the blade. Seeing the blood, Land grabs her hand, stopping her. To him, that looks pretty painful, but Ubel claims she was just checking if they had an edge. They both definitely seem to care about each other, but are just very good at not making it obvious. I also think those swords will have an importance later too, maybe as a backup weapon or something. While Land is still holding Ubel's hand, Routine just walks in on them. It's kind of funny how seemingly random it was, or Routine is just a good actor with how she appears and excuses herself. Of course, both sides immediately know they're supposed to be enemies. Before engaging, Routine tears her dress a bit for better mobility, while Iris pulls out a very sharp looking needle. However, the initiative is stolen by Ubel, who slashes the door, surprising Routine. As the smoke clears, we can see Ubel smirking, while Routine figures they've already been identified. If that's the case, then their objective is to figure out how their identities were found. Almost instantly, Rutina and Iris get behind Land and Ubel, ready to end them in one move. Then the chapter ends with the condone telling Phrase that a fight was detected, and they're awaiting the captain's orders. I do wonder how patient Phrase is going to be with this. She doesn't want to have the ball interrupted, so stopping the fight outside shouldn't be an issue, if handled well by the MSF. Although, things might start getting messy once the CMA and Shadow Warriors realize what is happening. It'll probably be a domino effect from here, with this fight starting off as both parties began making more moves. I also realized that Frieren wasn't in this chapter at all, which just shows how interesting all the other characters are, and the plotline. As for the Emperor, he seems pretty chill, but also suspicious at the same time. I could also see the Shadow Warriors and the ball make a move once Zarya and the Emperor meet. Maybe Lo can get two birds with one stone, if he can take out both the Emperor and Zarya at the same time. But yeah, what do y'all think Phrase and the Emperor are planning? And how do you think this fight's gonna go down? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. I got some more Frieren content here too that you can check out. Peace.